Alrighty, it's finally time to get the 4-barrel on this truck. I should have done this right off the hop when I rebuilt the motor, but couldn't really afford it at the time. So now we can afford it. We're getting rid of this stock 2-barrel. No more custom air cleaner. The main reason is I want to get rid of this piece of junk. The truck, it ran decent at times, but for the most part it always just ran terrible, and a 4-barrel is just the way to go. So in this box here we should have the rest of the parts needed to put the intake on the 360. Alrighty, let's get this thing open. Well, not really the right knife to use, but it works. So in here we've got a whole new thermostat housing with a gasket, apparently, because this was cheaper to buy the whole water neck than it was to buy just the gasket. This was $8 and free shipping, and the gasket was $1.70 and the shipping was like $17, so this is cheaper. And there it is right there. That's all we needed was a gasket, but we got this too. So, and then the last thing in here is obviously intake gaskets. So this is the intake that's going on the Dodge here. It's a Wine Stealth. It's basically new. I mean, it's a little bit dirty, but it looks like new on the underside. I don't think it has much runtime on it. Bought this for 280 bucks. I think brand new on Summit they're close to 600 Canadian. Then you got to get it shipped, so got that for a good deal. This is a carb that's going on it. No, it's not a Holly, even though it's in a Holly box. It's just what the guy gave me. It's a Edelbrock 1406 600 CFM electric choke, which will be nice because I could never get the choke to work on the Dodge. The only problem is I don't have a fuel inlet fitting, and also not sure if this thing's going to need to be rebuilt or not. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Let's go get the old intake off. So we almost got all the bolts out. Everything's off the intake. Just need to zip a few more bolts out of the intake and we can pop it off. Okay, I believe everything is out. So wherever I put my pry bar, we should be able to lift this thing up. Coming. Okay, take two. There was another bolt in there. Whoopsie. That's better. Now I'm realizing that I'm gonna have to take a valve cover off to get this off of here. Okay, I popped it out of the valve covers without taking them off. Let's see if we can get this thing off of here. I know how much they weigh. Come on, gaskets. Oh my good lord. That is not light. Alrighty, so you can see the cam there. Actually, hang on, I'll turn the light on. Okay, there we go, got the light on. Looks like all the lifters look good. Nothing's all mushroomed out or anything. This engine hasn't ran for a couple months, so a little bit of coolant leaked in when I popped the intake, but everything looks pretty good. Still looks pretty clean. I mean, I didn't use RTV when I put these gaskets on. Probably should have, but it didn't leak. So I think it's time to clean her up, put some new gaskets on, and get that intake on. Okay, so I got everything cleaned up pretty good. Gonna put some RTV on everything, put the gaskets in, and drop the intake in. Okay, everything's all gooped up. Got the intake over here, nice cleaned up. We're gonna drop her on. So I just had to go run, grab a torque wrench, kind of running out of time here. The sun's going down really quick. So I'm trying to get this done as fast as I can, but still do it right. I'm also running out of battery, so hopefully we can do this quick. Gonna torque the manifold to 35 foot-pounds. I like to do it in a couple steps just to make sure everything's even. Okay, so I've gone around, torqued them. They're not the easiest to get to, so I'm gonna have to do with a wrench just by feel. Sometimes how it goes. This intake is a lot taller here than the 2-barrel, so you can't really get on these bolts that good. There's also one behind the distributor that I can't even get on with the shallow socket, so just have to use a wrench, but it'll work. Alrighty, so we got her all torqued down just in time here. It's starting to get pretty dark, and it is middle of September, so temperature's dropping off pretty good too. But the intake is on, bolted, she's torqued. Going to have to take the vacuum tree out of that intake, and thermostat housing, thermostat, coolant temp sensor. But that's all easy stuff. This was the hardest part, so now I'm going to have to find a place to mount my coil because there's no bolt hole in the intake back here. Probably put the vacuum port right there. Cooling temperature sensor will go there, but she's all lining up, and hopefully it's gonna work. So now we're gonna get everything all cleaned up, put something over the intake so nothing gets in there, and it's time to go in for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Alrighty, we're back. It's 9:30, middle of September, beautiful morning. But we're gonna get some more stuff done on the Dodge. So what the plan is obviously gonna need the thermostat housing out of here, and a thermostat and a temp sensor. I don't know if I'm gonna take the vacuum tree because I've got a carb spacer plate that has a vacuum port on it, so I might just use that instead of taking that plug out of the intake. So I actually might give this one a go. It's not shiny, chromy looking like this one, But this one's already kind of gungy looking, and I had sealed this twice now with RTV, and I can't get it to seal. I don't know, maybe this thing isn't perfectly flat. So I'm gonna give this one a shot, see how it goes. I think we're just gonna pop this thing open real quick because it looks like somebody used some, oh, wrong side. Looks like somebody used some sealant in there, and I want to clean it out and not have it all go right into the carb. So just gotta take the top off, check everything out in there. Okay, I'm very glad that I decided to take the top off because I would say that's the cleaner side. Yeah, this thing's been sitting around for a while, but I didn't pay much for it, so whatever. In the last clip, I didn't sound that disappointed, but I am a little bit disappointed because I bought the carb off of a guy. He told me he was ready to run, ready to roll, and so I just believed him. I'm glad that I didn't, honestly, and I opened it up because obviously you can see it's a mess. So that just means that I have to spend another $60 to buy a rebuild kit because it turned out to be pretty awful on the inside. You guys will see that in the next video. Next video will be rebuilding the carb, putting it on truck and getting it running. Also, just realizing now that I'm filming in the garage here, these have kind of just turned into a workbench right now, but I got these seats from a 94 Ram 2500, whatever, second gen Dodge. Picked them up for $100. They're really nice shape. Gonna get the steam cleaner on them. Got a nice center console. Everything works. So gonna put these bad boys in there someday, hopefully. Don't know if it'll be this year because with the winter coming up right away, but look forward to doing that right away too. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.